It's time to get into the good stuff, the meat of this conversation. It's going to be some NFL wild card round. We got three games tomorrow. Actually, a little Saturday,
three
slate.
Sunday.
3 Saturday, 3 Sunday. We got playoff football, baby. Fucking let's get it, son. First game we're going to talk about on this menu is the Colts and the Bills. Let's get into it right here. Bills are currently sitting at -6.5. Hey, it's a tough one for me. This is actually probably one of the only games personally I'm going to stay away from. Bills might be the hottest team in football right now, might be the second or third best team overall in football right now. I think Colts match up super well. The only thing I don't like is Bills secondary. I think could absolutely handle what the Colts have at receiver. But I think if the Colts, coming on late, have really found themselves with this boy Jonathan Taylor, absolutely running that football.
Guy, dude? These past 3 games just showed up.
Just showing up. And listen, I actually do really think the Colts can win this football game. I just think we get into third and fourth quarter. It's going to come down to what Phillip Rivers can pull off and create. And I just don't really see him doing that at this point in his career. I think the Colts offense is good enough to – they're going to score on this Bills defense, I think, for sure. And I like the Colts defense a lot, too. I just think a lot of this game is going to come down on Phillip Rivers, and I'm not a big fan of that. I think everything else on the Colts side, I think top to bottom, the Colts, player for player, I think have a better roster than the Bills. But, and I like the Colts coaching staff, too. Frank Wright's got that experience. If the Bills do what if the Bills go out there and decide to kind of mess around, they will lose this football game. If they can keep it tight, play defense when they need to, and get the pressure on Phillip Rivers, they're going to win this football game. But this might be a sneaky close one, dude. We might be looking at come down to a field goal, something like that.
Yeah, I think it will be a close contention game like that in the end, but I do think they will hit the over on this. I think there's going to be a very high-scoring game on both sides. I mean, both these teams are top 10 in scoring for the year, and it's like you don't really think of the Colts when you think top 10 scoring teams. Mm-hmm. But they've just been that dark horse. I mean, they've been having a great season, and it's obviously all or nothing over there with the Colts. I mean, they know Phillip Rivers isn't going to be there again. He knows it, and they just got a good little mentality going over there. Like you said, the boy Jonathan Taylor, did not know that human existed probably about 3 weeks ago, and then all of a sudden he's just a star elite running back. But it's like, dude's getting the job done. So hype. Put the hype on him, And then on the other side of the ball, Cole Beasley, 100% will be out. Stephon Diggs still listed as questionable, but will 100% is going to play. He has come out in the media and said that himself via Twitter. I don't know his @ Someone type that in. Look it up in the back, boys. But this Buffalo team is also one of the only teams that has fans, and there's a home game for Buffalo going out there in New York. So I don't know. There's a lot going on here, but I think at the end of the day, the Bills will win the game. Do they cover that 6.5? I do not think so. I would just say straight up money line win on the Bills here. But then if you were to just say on the other side, like, hey, I think the Colts are going to win, I'd probably be like, all right, So I see this game going either way. If you're going to bet, I think under over is probably your safest bet here with the over.
Yeah, I don't disagree with really anything you said. This game kind of go either way for me. Definitely going to be, I think, a real tough, gritty football game. Cold up there in Buffalo, and I am hyped to see that one.
Home game got that Bills Mafia, dude. It's going to be loud.
Going to be loud up in that piece. Going to move on to the next game, though, a team I've been real hype on all season. That is the Los Angeles Rams against the Seattle Seahawks. I kind of like the Rams here. I'm not going to lie. I've been on the Rams train kind of all season. You got the graphic down there. Get that going. But I do like the Rams here. Seahawks coming in at -3. I'm taking the Rams with that. The only reason I say is past 3-4 weeks, Seattle's offense has kind of been a mess. They've been good, but just hasn't been the same. And I think the Rams defense is going to be able, especially that Rams front seven is going to be a bust up this Seattle offensive line to really put the pressure on what's his nuts there. And I like the Rams secondary to cover the weapons Seahawks got. One of the biggest things I don't like from the Seahawks is they haven't really been able to establish that run game all year. It's just been kind of iffy.
Will they show up? We don't know.
I think
you hit it right on the head there. it's been that matchup between DK Metcalf and Ramsey has been electric this year. Happened twice. This will be a third time they played on the year. Before we get into that real quick, Metcalf had the best statistical season by a receiver in Seahawks history this season. 83 receptions, 1,303 yards, 10 touchdowns, kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You know what I'm saying? But the first time they played, DK had absolutely no production in that game at all. Ramsey really shut him down. He was covered on like 43 of 50 routes. Next Gen Stats got him here. And then that second time they played, Seattle changed up the offense. They started putting DK in the slot, put him on the other side of the field. They were just moving him around, trying to get different matchups because, let's face it, dude, Jalen Ramsey is like a legitimate problem for him. So I wouldn't be surprised.
Dude. Best corner in the league.
I wouldn't be surprised to see him switch sides of the field and just follow Metcalf, try to shut it down and force it through Lockett and their other receivers. But I don't know. We'll see how that goes. That's hype. I think the X factor for the Rams here is Jared Goff.
It's going to have to be.
Still questionable if he's going to play or not here. We might see, what's our fucking boy, John Wolford, in his second career start in the wild card weekend. That'd be insane. He came out, got the job or whatever, but last week. But Jared Goff is obviously, I think an injured Jared Goff is still a better option.
No, I mean, I agree with what you're saying. Even if it is Wolford, I still like the matchup for the Rams.
Even with Goff now, you're still taking them. I'm taking Seahawks cover. Seahawks cover here. One other fucking stat. Seattle has never lost a home game playoff. A playoff home game under Pete Carroll. He is 6-0, winning by an average of 9.8 points, dude. They're going to cover that -3 against this busted up Rams team, telling you.
If Goff plays, I don't think so. If Wolford's in there, then probably not wrong, but I'm going to be paying close attention to that. Like I said, I've had high Rams stock all season, so we're buying in a little bit more. Give me some of that Bitcoin.
Yeah, value going down significantly quickly.
Yeah, we'll be all right. Third game we got here is a little NFC. Another matchup is Tampa Bay, whoever the fuck, Buccaneers versus the Washington football team. That boy Chase Young said he coming after Brady ass.
Hey,
boy.
Tom, I'm coming.
We coming, son. Like, hey, I ain't even gonna front with you. The Washington's going to be a problem for this Bucs team. That front seven, I really think, is going to be a problem. That's been the one thing they've significantly struggled against all year is a really good front seven. And Washington's, we said last week, might honestly have the best in football. Like I said, what Washington can do on offense, like I said, I think the Bucs defense eats that up, which is the only reason I have the Bucs winning this game in total. But if that front seven's able to get pressure on Brady, it's gonna make it really comfortable for him back there. Dude's called a little phlegm action. And like I said, I could see Chase Young getting a little sack, and he's probably gonna, bring that shit. It's gonna be something hype to watch. You know what I'm saying? This is one of the games. I think we got a good storyline going in this game. That boy Chase Young kind of self-sold this game. I think the past couple of days, kind of doing that little thing, and he's young and whatnot, but that dude's electric. You know what I'm saying? He's just out there screaming and yelling. He's like a little kid out there in the football field. Very fun player to watch. But I just think the Bucs, Tom Brady, I'm not betting against him. The overall firepower they have on that offense. Bruce Arians has been deep playoff runs as a head coach. Ron Rivera scares me a little bit. He's been there too. He's been in big situations, and maybe they do pull something off.
Yeah, he's been around for a lot of losing. You're right.
That is true. You know what I'm saying? Did get to a Super Bowl once upon a time.
A lot of losing.
Listen, overall, I think Washington's defense is going to be able to make some noise. I just don't think they'll be able to do anything on offense significant. So Bucs -7.5. I'm not even going to lie. I'm not touching that. I don't know if they win by that much. Under, over 40. Man, it's so low, but I wouldn't be surprised to under. But overall, I just got Bucs on the money line. They're going to take this one.
Yeah, I mean, before I get into it here, just a shout out to Washington. Honestly, incredible Disney Channel story going on over there with Alex Smith and both head coach Ron Rivera, beating cancer, and obviously Alex Smith going through his troubles. So, I mean, that's incredible to even make the playoffs in the worst division in football. We'll leave that part out.
Not a bad football team. It's not a bad football team.
They did enough to get in there, and they're in there. So good for them.
They figure that quarterback out. They're going to be all right.
For sure. Future for them, very bright. Tomorrow, Saturday, not looking very bright for them. All right, dude, like not at all.
I don't think so either.
I mean, obviously that front seven, that's all anyone talks about with Washington because they are good, but also because those are the only players that do anything on that fucking football team. Okay, if you're gonna tell me, no, not yet. You're gonna tell me that Bruce Arians and Tom Brady can't figure out what to do against a strong front seven with a weak secondary, I think you're fucking tripping out of your mind. I think they're going to win by 2 touchdowns, dude. Smash the over. They're going to have like 30 points of it.
Wow.
They're going to destroy. They're going to destroy Washington.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. Bucks went 1-5 this year against teams that made the playoffs. And all of them have great front sevens. That's why they lost. The Saints, Packers,
not about it,
the
dude.
Bears.
They're gonna murder them.
All right, we will see. I'm gonna be glued to my TV for that one. I see TB12 and the gang pull up on them. Bop. So that being said, we got the next game here. That's the Baltimore Ravens and the Tennessee Titans. Ravens sitting here at -3.5. I ain't even gonna front. I think people sleeping on these Titans right here, boy.
Imagine being a home dog as the Titans on that season you're on, and they're a home +3 dog. That's insane.
Yeah, and listen, I mean, a couple things real quick. I'm gonna break down the Ravens, and we're gonna talk about Lamar Jackson. One of the things is I keep hearing if Lamar Jackson wins this game, we got to start looking at him being able to win games in the playoffs, and that's obviously not wrong.
He's 0-3 right now.
He's 0-2 right now. He'd be 0-3 if he loses. So
correct.
And listen, here's my thing. If he does go 0-3 and lose this game, I really don't think it's that big of a deal. We talked last week about how these quarterbacks are coming into the league and are being expected to win so quickly. But like I said, I think we're just getting spoiled. Patrick Mahomes and whatnot winning a Super Bowl in his 3rd year. I'm like, that does not happen all the time. Players come in and get really hot. And that's not the thing. Lamar Jackson, obviously a great quarterback, won an MVP last year, had a pretty solid A season this year. So I think if he loses this game, I really don't think it's that big of a deal. Peyton Manning started 0-3 in the playoffs in his career. That's not what I'm worried about. I think the Ravens had a little bit of a dry spell there for about 4 or 5 weeks in a row and then really kind of caught back on to who they are these last weeks. So I'm not saying they're a bad football team. I'm not saying anything about Lamar Jackson, this and that. I'm kind of defending them, saying if they do lose this game, I really don't think it's that big of a deal. At least for Lamar Jackson saying, but I think Titans, man, with Derrick Henry just being Derrick Henry. And honestly, I think Ryan Tannehill being an elite quarterback, I really think, kind of start putting a little respect on his name. I mean, I don't, you don't want to put him in the top. I get that. Maybe not yet, but only thing that concerns me is this Titans defense, man. I know they're going to be able to hold it out on offense with the firepower they have. A.J. Brown turning into a superstar. But they've kind of struggled all year in the defense. So this over the 54, I think this game's potential shootout. I like the Titans winning this game. Obviously, I'm taking the Titans +3. I just think everything that's gone on with the Ravens seasons, I just don't think they win this game, and I think that's okay. I think Lamar Jackson has gotten better as a quarterback this season. We've seen him improve in the red zone, and I think maybe they might need one more loss for them to really, I think, turn the gear up. But I just think Titans, just being hot, Derrick Henry being king, you know what I'm saying?
Dude. Derrick Henry last 4 games has 710 yards.
Eating.
What? Some dudes didn't get that this season, dude. He had that in his last 4 games. Like, that's just disgusting. You don't see that, all right? You know what I'm saying? But this Ravens team's getting hot right at the last time. Like, their last 10 quarters of football has been insane. Ever since they won in that last 2 minutes against the Browns on Monday Night Football, they've just been hot since, honestly. So both these teams are insane. They both had great seasons. The Ravens had a little bit of a lull there where they lost, I think 3-4 in a row, but they're back. They're hot. They're over 54.5. That is a lot of points, but I think that gets broken for sure. Titans having a home game in the playoffs, wild card weekend, being a +3 underdog at home. Got to put some money on the Titans, dude. Only at +3. Makes me crazy, dude. I know this is going to be a shootout for sure. feel like a lot of points are going up here because that's the negative of the Titans for sure has been their defense all season.
Yeah.
Their offense has been productive at an insane pace. I think they're like within the top 5 of points, but that defense has been allowing some points on the other side of the field. So that's not good. And the Ravens, I just don't know a single dude back there covering anyone. Like, I don't know any names. Name me a one.
Marlon Humphreys, Marcus Peters.
Yeah.
Pro Bowlers,
Yeah, nah. They don't got shit back there. So, I don't know. Titans
legit Pro Bowlers.
Derrick Henry going to do
this year.
Thing.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. Definitely have the Titans +3 on that. I feel like that's a smash the like button on that. So we're gonna move on to the next game as Chicago Bears and the Ravens have Pro Bowl fucking secondary, dude. You're smoking crack, bro. Absolutely, that's insane. I had to, but yeah, Chicago Bears at the Nylons Saints. Saints coming in -9.5.
That's some points.
That's a lot. That is some points. And I mean, listen, the Bears got a defense. I mean, Saints probably, I think, have the best roster in football, 53 men, pound for pound. I think they got the squad. But like I said, Bears defense going to be So I have the Saints winning the game. I'll say that right now. Under, over, I don't know. Saints money line, I do think they win this game. -9.5, though. I don't know. I don't know if the Bears – I think they lose. I don't think they're going to get blown out is what I'm saying. I don't think -9.5, touchdown and a field goal, whatever, is going to win. I think they can lose this game by 3 or 6 potentially. But, we got Michael Thomas coming. We got Alvin Kamara coming, dude. We got that defense. I don't really know, dude. The Saints might just spank that ass real quick. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, shout out to the Bears for making the playoffs. Good for them. But yeah, I think straight up they are going to lose this game. I mean, they kind of just been riding their defense out all season, and they do have a great defense. Bears have a very great defense.
Oh, yeah.
But Mitch Trubisky has Daniel Jones fever and cannot hold on to the ball, dude. He's good for probably about a turnover a game. And it just gets down to playoff football. You cannot be doing that. You have to convert on your third downs, and you cannot give the other ball to the team. Cannot give the other team the ball. So it's going to come down to money man, Maserati, MVP Mitch, if he can hold on to that rock and secure it. David Montgomery, that's who they got over there, right?
Yeah, he kind of balled out this year.
Yeah, and second half of the season played, very well. Especially you got to pick up a little bit of pace when your QB's not having such a hot season. So, the Bears could potentially win the game. But do I think they will? I don't think they will. Honestly, I'm going with Saints money line as well. I think that 9.5 is way too high against the Chicago defense. If you're going to bet the spread, I would do it live bet. Wait and see if the Bears put up any points in the first quarter. If the Bears put up any points, Saints are not going to cover. But, they could just fuck around, put up a field goal, call it good. Let Cody Parkey get his, say, aye. That's it.
Cody Parkey. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like you said, this is one game on the schedule where if the Bears did win this game, I don't think I'd be too shocked. But I think
it'd be shocking. I think it'd be shocking. The Bears got to turn around. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they're going to win.
Cody Parkey, dude. What are you talking about? Last game on the menu, speaking of Cody Parkey, we got Cleveland Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers just played last week. And, hey, this one was a doozy for me. More I sit here and think about it and whatnot. And, things going on with the Browns where obviously their head coach, Stefanski, is out. I know they're missing a lineman or two, starting safety out. Yep. And Pittsburgh's obviously missing some guys too. If I sit here right now, I think Pittsburgh wins this game. The only reason I say that is because Cleveland, I think, is going to – Nick Chubb is going to get his for sure. Uh-huh. My only thing, and I think Cleveland's going to be able to produce some offense. Two things for me is, one, experience. Cleveland right now has the third most guys on a team that have 0 playoff experience, and without having your head coach, who's calling plays over there. And so, Steelers defense is missing some guys too. So I think Cleveland's offense is going to be able to run it up a little bit. My only thing is, I think I don't think Baker's going to be that good enough of a quarterback right now to be able to take them over the hump like that. I mean, listen,
Really?
this team played the Steelers last week, played their bench guys, and barely won that football game. So when I look at the Steelers side of things, I think Big Ben, I think Mike Tomlin, I think about all those guys that have gone on some deep playoff runs. I just think experience is going to come into play. And like I said, without the play caller, missing a couple guys, missing an offensive lineman and whatnot, I don't really think Baker is going to be able to just right now in his career kind of overcome that. Like I said, I think Chubb's going to get his, so it's going to open up the passing game. I really think Baker's going to have to win this game with his arm. I just don't know if he really can at this point. A big playoff game that really, really matters. I think the Steelers are, as crazy as the past 4 or 5 weeks have been for them and whatnot, and people losing their stock on them. I think, especially this being Big Ben's last year, he's confirmed. I think they kind of go out.
That's confirmed?
Pretty much. But, Cleveland Browns haven't won at Heinz Field since the year like 2000. So
yeah,
I know they got a really, really good team this year. Obviously 11-5. That's great. They made the playoffs. It's a great story. It's good to see them back. I just think the Steelers edge them out here with this one.
Oh, yeah, just edge them right out. I do think it will be a close game, though. I think, excuse me, wow.
I think it'll be close.
Yeah, the Browns are going to be able to move the ball here on the air and in the ground. Nick, gives me, Chubb will get his, brother. And so will Kareem Hunt on the screen passes out the backfield. This has been working all year. Teams know it's coming, and they're still gaining positive yards on it on both of those players. So the run game's going to be there. And that's on the other side of the football. That's the problem with the Steelers all years. They can't establish a run game. James Conner had 2 games with over 100 yards, and then the rest of the season stayed under 50. So, I mean, they've just been struggling. What is it? Snell Jr.? Willie Snell, not good. All right. Like they got to establish themselves on the ground game. I don't think they're going to win this game if Big Ben has to throw the ball 55, 60 times. It's just not going to happen. And, these Browns are going to put up points. It's going to be a tough game. I don't think the Browns are just going to roll over here.
No, I don't think they do either. I just think, without having Stefanski there.
Yeah, I think that's huge.
Who's been great,
He's also play caller as well as head coach. So, I mean.
That's what I'm saying. And, the first half of the game is going to be scripted, and, Baker's probably going to look nice the first half of the game. It's honestly just the second half I'm worried about with Baker, where he's going to have to dial shit up on the fly and really make some big plays happen. I'm just not sure he's built like that right now, but we will see. The Browns are going to be chirping. We are going to find out. This is going to be a big moment, I think, for Baker Mayfield to see what's
That's the last game too. Wildcard weekend Sunday.
Wildcard weekend Sunday night. It's going to be hype.
Eyeballs on that, boy.
It's going to be some eyeballs on that. It's going to be hype city. So obviously, all those games being played and whatnot, we will obviously do some reactions to what goes down the next couple days. I am so excited to watch some of that damn football, man. Let me tell you something.
Wildcard weekend, dude. Oh.
If I had a lock right now, I'm going Rams +3, baby. Let's go. That's my pick of the weekend. I'm telling you, dude.
That's your lock, yeah. My lock is also underdog, but the home underdog in Tennessee Titans +3.
Yeah, I feel like that's a steal, brother.
It feels too good. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying.
And the only other one, dude, I think people are really sleeping on the Colts. I think they're going to be able to make some noise in that football game.
I think it's going to be a good football game.
It's going to be a good football game.
That's the most of a toss-up.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But, hey, yeah, excited. NFL wild card. We hyped to watch. So we're going to about wrap it up with some of that NFL talk. We're going to move.